Hey guys, Random Oasis here, and I have to talk to you about the Thor Ragnarok trailer. I'm super excited about this. It's been out for less than a week, and I've probably watched it 25 times. I lost track after about the first 8 times. I'm not even kidding. I literally watched it like 3 times just before making this video. I made my friend's roommate watch it 3 times with me, and then another time again, and yeah, it's been a little bit obsessive with me. I'm kind of in love with this trailer teaser. It's not even a real trailer. They're calling it a teaser even though it's two full minutes long. It's crazy. So let me tell you why I love this trailer so much, because I'm gonna call it a trailer even though it's only a teaser, because I know there's so much more going to be coming out in the future, and I'm really excited about it because they're going to give us a lot more of the plot coming up. So first off, Immigrant Song is a great choice. Led Zeppelin, beautiful choice for the music, and the fact that they use the song through the entire thing, not switching songs partway through, just makes it an even more beautiful choice. I very rarely do you see a trailer take the full song through the entire thing, and it just works so beautifully because of the changes in the song, the way the song works, and then the words of the song really work for me. It's beautiful. Secondly, Mjolnir gets destroyed at the very beginning of the trailer. It's a really whoa moment. One, Hela just catches it in her hand, and she's just like, yeah, that's right. I'm catching your hammer and I'm destroying it. It's like, whoa. And let me just say, is Cate Blanchett actually an elf? She was in Lord of the Rings as Galadriel 15 years ago, and she looks exactly the same. She's clearly found the Fountain of Youth. Total side note. So then another thing on Hela, because she's totally cool and totally wonderful. So I was researching because I'm kind of decided I want to cosplay her when I go to Comic-Con this year, which I don't think is actually going to happen. Not going to Comic-Con. I'm totally going to Comic-Con, but cosplaying as her because it's just going to be too expensive, too complicated, and I will never get my act together. But I was doing some research and I stumbled across this image of one of the history things, and it was super cool because one of the things I found out is allegedly, supposedly, unconfirmed, she is Loki's daughter. So, and I think they're kind of going with that because it's really cool, because you look at her costuming and at first it just looks like she's wearing all black, right? Because at the beginning she's just like, it's all ripped and shredded, like she's clearly been in a fight and she's hardcore and she's tough and she's just like, I took this total fight and it's cool. And then, you see her when she's in Asgard and she's totally, announcing herself in front of all these Asgardian soldiers and stuff. And you see that green piping on it. And it's super cool because who else has got green on their costume? Let's see. Daddy Dearest. So yeah, I think they're going that direction. It's a theory, obviously, guys, but I mean, come on, Marvel doesn't do anything without purpose. They do everything very intentionally. They've got this whole universe planned. That's why they call it the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a whole thing. Everything's connected to everything else. So, and I was watching another video way back before the teaser came out. Somebody else was breaking down all the images that were released in Entertainment Weekly a while back. And they were saying that all of the backgrounds, all of the sets and stuff reminded them of The Fifth Element, which in a lot of ways it does. It's kind of candy colored and run down, beaten up. So somebody at some point did something really futuristic and poppy and colorful, but it's been a while and it has broken down and everything's beat up and whatever. So it's kind of got that feeling, and I get that. But at the same time, what else is all candy colored and a little bit run down, kind of 80s-ish, maybe a little bit 70s thrown in just for fun? Guardians of the Galaxy. What's coming out in May? Volume 2. I'm super excited about that movie, by the way. I'm doing the double feature on May 4th. I'm super excited. I get to see them back to back. I'm totally flipping out. So my bet, I would pay dollars to donuts that I would that the stinger, the after credits scene, and I would bet that they're going to do two. They're doing a mid credits and a post credits because they've got so much to tie in these days. So at least one, if not both of them, will have to do with tying Thor Ragnarok and the eventual Infinity War movie into Guardians of the Galaxy. So we got to figure out how Hulk got off planet. Because last we saw him, he was flying off into the distance and putting poor Natasha on mute and being like, no, I'm not going to listen to you and I'm going to fly off into the sunset by myself, all by my lonesome. So he was still on planet Earth. And in this movie, clearly he's not. And so it's been a minute since we've seen him. So where has he been? How did he get off planet? And I bet you part of the stinger will deal with part of that, and also introduce him to the Guardians, who will then he will introduce Thor to the Guardians, and then they'll introduce everybody to the Avengers, and then they'll all get along, and theoretically anyway, when it comes to fighting Thanos, because they all get to introduce each other, and that way it's not one big, like, everybody shows up to fight Thanos, and they're like, who are you? Who are you? Do we have to fight each other now, or do we fight him? And everybody's all confused and stuff. So that's my theory anyway. I could be totally wrong. Who knows? Maybe they all show up and fight each other and then fight Thanos. But, I mean, I don't know. Because they've already been fighting each other in Civil War. Totally off topic. Thor. Okay, Thor Ragnarok. The next cool thing is Valkyrie. Oh my gosh, Tessa Thompson. I flipping love this girl. I started, like, she's super cool in Creed. If you haven't seen that movie, go see it. She's, like, the coolest thing since sliced bread, I think. And I'm totally starting to develop a girl crush on her. I'm not that I'm getting over my girl crush on Alicia Vikander. I'm still she's super awesome too. But Tessa is amazing. And she looks super cool in this. There's so many questions about how a Valkyrie, who's this really hardcore, awesome warrior angel kind of thing, sweeping heroic dudes off of the heroic fallen warriors off of the battlefield, got into this situation, like rounding up warriors for battle, like gladiator style. Kind of like, how did that happen? So one of the other videos I saw theorized because there's this scene where everybody's falling, and that has something to do with it in an epic battle and people falling and stuff. So that's the theory behind that. So yeah, and then there's the whole sequence with Thor coming out and he's like all serious and he puts his helmet down and he's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm stuck here and I'm gonna fight whoever they bring out and I'm gonna do this. And then the Hulk comes out and he's like, yes! And it's this look of pure joy on his face, like he's a kid at Christmas and he just got exactly what he wanted. And he's like, oh, you guys are weird. Okay, he's a friend from work, and I love it. And it's just the way he says it, a friend from work, is just so brilliant, because he's so joyful about it, but it's such a mundane thing that we would say, oh, he's a friend from work. So such an aside kind of thing. It's like, oh, I know him from a different planet. It's just so cool. And so we have the beginnings of this story and where it's going and what it's doing. And they've taken Planet Hulk, because they can't make a Hulk movie because of rights issues, because somebody else owns the rights to all the Hulk movies. They can use Hulk in the MCU, but they can't make a Hulk movie anymore, so they put Hulk in all of the other movies, and that's just fine, but they can't make a Hulk movie. They can't make a Hulk standalone movie. So they're just making Planet Hulk in the middle of Thor Ragnarok. So, which I think is brilliant. I think it's great. And everything is interlapping because now we've got Spider-Man with Iron Man in the middle of it, and Civil War with Iron Man in the middle of it, and Thor with Hulk in the middle of it, and Guardians of the Galaxy is a whole team thing anyway. So now everybody's in everybody else's movies, and it's this whole big thing. I don't think there's going to be any more stand-alone movies anymore. I mean, maybe Captain Marvel a little bit will be that. I'm really looking forward to that, by the way. I really like the Brie Larson casting. I was a little jealous. if I got to play any role in the MCU, that would be the one I would want, Captain Marvel. But barring that, I want to play She-Hulk. I know I'm not 6.5 feet tall or green or muscly, but I would still want to play She-Hulk because she's cool. She's my favorite. So yeah, in case you're casting Marvel, in case you see this, I want to play She-Hulk because she could cross over from like the Defenders universe to the Avengers universe and even into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because she's awesome and she's been in all of those worlds. Yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now because I've kind of stopped talking about the Thor Ragnarok trailer, and I could talk about this comics and nerdiness and how much I love the MCU because it's like my favorite movies, movie series stuff, and I could sit down and just watch all of them back to back to back to back to back, even though it would take me like 3 days because there's so many of them at this point. I love them. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Mwah.